Doesn't it make you wonder, why do most people never become profitable in sports betting? I used to ask myself that same question, and now I finally get it. See, people hit a parlay, cash big, and for a moment they feel like they're on top of the world. But a week later, their bankroll's bleeding again. And that's the trap. They confuse winning bets with being a winning bettor. I've been there. It's brutal. But once I stopped chasing highlight reel wins and started focusing on long-term habits, everything shifted. Instead of yo-yoing my bankroll, I was stacking real profits, eventually hitting 5 figures. And if you want the same, keep watching. Because in this video, I'll show you the 6 things I had to cut out to stop being the bookie's entertainment and start being their problem. Starting with this one. Have you ever gotten that gut feeling right before a game? Like, oh yeah, this one's a lock. Yeah, that usually means you're already cooked. Most people think betting is about picking winners, but it's not. Think of it like showing up to a continental buffet 10 minutes before closing. You stroll into the dining hall, starving and excited to dig in, but everyone else woke up early and got the good stuff. Now, all that's left are a couple of sad fries under a heated lamp and a wilted lettuce nobody touched. That's what it's like betting last minute based on your ball knowledge. The market's open for days, the value's been picked clean, and you're just scraping scraps, which leaves you with 2 options. Either hit mispriced lines early before the sharps and syndicates snatch them away, or catch bad numbers late when breaking news or the public pushes the line too far and a slow book hasn't adjusted yet. But if those 2 aren't your style, here's a third option. Build a legit model that gives you your own edge, but I'll get into that later. In the meantime, if you want to start tracking your bets like a pro and actually see what's working, grab my betting tracking from the link below. It's ready to use, super easy to log your units. Plus, it'll show you trends that could save or make you serious money. Again, links down there if you're interested. So at this point, you might be thinking, all right, I'll just bet the first odds I find and I'll be a data wizard. Hate to break it to you, but that's like calling microwave ramen a gourmet meal. So here's what I want you to do instead. Imagine you're buying a new stereo. You check a few stores. Best Buy has it for $900, Amazon has it for $880, and suddenly Walmart lists it for $600. What's going on in your mind right now? Either Walmart's running a crazy sale or they messed up big time. Either way, you're jumping on that deal. No questions asked. That's exactly how it works in sports betting. Each sportsbook uses its own algorithm, data sources, and sometimes they just get it wrong. So when 9 out of 10 books have a line at -140, but one rogue book is hanging -120, that's your Walmart moment. That's a pricing error, and if you catch it before it moves, you've got a positive expected value bet. But if you're anything like me, you're probably getting impatient thinking, this system's going to take forever. When do I actually start making money? And let's be real, you're probably already brainstorming shortcuts to try to fast track your profits. But don't do that. Just look at Warren Buffett. He didn't get rich by investing max unit nukes. He got rich by compounding small gains for decades. And the same rule applies here. You're stacking 3 to 5% edges bet after bet, month after month. It doesn't feel exciting in the short term, but the results are ridiculous over time. Just think about it. Say you start with a $5,000 bankroll. You stick to 1% bet size, take 5 bets per day, and only take bets with at least 3% edge. Here's how the math plays out year by year. After a year, you've made $3,000, which doesn't seem like much. But after 6 years, you're finally able to hit the $10,000 per month milestone, and after 10 years, you're sitting at over $1 million. Sure, life happens. You'll withdraw, reload, or run into limits along the way. But those tiny daily edges keep stacking. And that's exactly how sharp bettors turn bankrolls into something real over time. But how do you find those edges without wasting your whole day? Because let's be honest, no one wants to sit there manually scrolling through 12 sports books, squinting at lines like they're decoding the Matrix. I used to do that and it totally sucked. But now there are tools that automate the whole thing. These tools can scan all the books for you, compare the odds side by side, and flag when one sports book slips up and offers a good price. There are plenty of options out there, and honestly, most of them work about the same. So pick the one you like. Personally, I use OddsJam, and it's like having a price shopping bot on steroids. And after using it for a while, I've learned that you can't just fire up OddsJam, blindly copy every plus EV play, and expect to print money. That's how you end up betting Lithuanian ping pong at 3 a.m. and wondering why your bankroll's bleeding. The tool shows you potential value, but of course, you still need to use your common sense. Like for starters, make sure at least 5 major books are offering lines on the game. If only 2 or 3 books are posting odds, there's a good chance the market isn't sharp yet, and that edge might be fake. The same goes for super niche leagues and weird markets. Stuff like alternate spreads, obscure player props, or exact score bets. They can look like plus EV, but not many people are betting on it, which means it doesn't take much money to move the lines. All it takes is for one sharp to dump a large amount of money on the game, and now you're no longer plus EV. That's exactly why I built a private group. I want us to stay accountable, stick to the math, and avoid chasing hype. Just share real systems that actually work. So if you want in, hit the link in the description to join us. But going back to things I would never do again in sports betting, this probably at the top of the list, because I messed up big time with this one stupid mistake. Juventus were playing some bottom table Serie A team, and the line was around minus 105. It looked like a gift. Top club, solid form, easy win, right? I went full send. Dropped my entire bankroll on it like a wannabe high roller with training wheels. But what I didn't realize was that Juventus had already clinched the league. They rolled out the backups and half the squad looked like they'd been out until 4 a.m. The game ended 1-1 and the game was dead. So was my bankroll, and that's why bankroll management is a must. Some sharp bettors use the Kelly criterion to calculate their unit size. It's supposed to tell you how much to bet based on your edge. But full Kelly is aggressive, and unless you're an actual robot, you're probably overestimating your edge. That's why most people use quarter Kelly. But in my honest opinion, just stick to the golden range of 1 to 2% per bet. The full Kelly is for try-hard spreadsheet warriors who love theory more than profit, which leads right into the next point. Because once you start managing your bankroll and seeing those green numbers pop up, the adrenaline kicks in, and the instinct is to up your bets without a second thought. But if you fall into that trap, you'll stall out before you ever see real profits. Here's what I mean. Let's say you bet 10 games a day with just a slight edge on each. The positive expected value isn't massive, but you just want action. The problem with this approach is that even if you win 6 and lose 4, you're probably not making money. Because at standard minus 110 odds, 6 wins gets you $600. But 4 losses cost you $440. That's only a $160 profit, and that's assuming you win 60%, which most people don't. Now imagine that same win rate over a bad week. You go 4 wins to 6 losses instead, and now you're down $260. Meaning high volume only works if you have a real edge. Without it, every extra bet is just more risk. That's why professional bettors bet less. Plus, they only play their top 3 to 5 plays, because quality is always greater than quantity. Now, if you want to see exactly why most people keep losing money, check out my next video. I studied 1,000 sports bets and found out exactly what the pros are doing differently. So, if you want to learn how to bet like a sharp, click here.